Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to solve March 2019 paper 12. Question number 1. An item included in the financial statements because it affects their interpretation. Which accounting concept is being applied? Consistency. No. Consistency means the accounting records should follow the same method in the following year. So the first answer is wrong. Second answer, materiality concept. As per the materiality concept, the financial statements affects their interpretation. So the correct answer is materiality concept. Why is depreciation provided on non-current assets? First option, so that the cost is allocated to periods that benefits from them. Yes, the first option is correct. Second, so that the business entity concept is applied. Business entity concept means owner and business is entirely separated. Wrong. So that there is enough cash in the business to replace them. No, wrong. Shown the market value. So the perfect answer is A. A company purchased an asset cost 100,000. It had a life of 5 years and an estimated residual value 20,000. The company used straight line depreciation. The asset was sold 5,000 at the end of the 5 years. What is the total effect on year 5 profits from both depreciating and selling the asset? So the question is, what is the total effect on the profit together with the selling and depreciation? So the cost is 100,000. Depreciation, first calculate the depreciation. Depreciation is cost minus residual value divided by useful life. Cost minus residual value divided by the life of asset. That is, cost is 100,000 minus 20,000 by 5. Depreciation is 16,000. Then after 5 years, the business selling the asset for 5,000. After the 5 years, the residual value 20,000. 16,000 into 5, 18,000 has gone as depreciation. So 100,000 minus 80,000. Now the net book value of the asset is 20,000. But the business sold the asset for 5,000. So what is the loss? Here the loss is 1,500 loss. It will go to the income statement. Then the depreciation of this year is 16,000. So what will be the total expense, amount of expense? 16,000 plus 15,000. 16,000 plus 15,000, 31,000. So the correct answer is D. Fourth question. A business provided the following information. Check paid in 2018 for equipment 15,000. Equipment purchased on credit in 2018 42,000. Net book value 83,000. Net book value at the end of the year 67. Opening 83, end of the year 67,000. What is the question? What was the depreciation charge in the income statement for the year ended 31st December? 31st December opening 83,000, closing 67,000. The 1st January, on the 1st January, 2018, the accounting period, opening balance 83,000 and closing balance 67,000. On the same time, on 2018, the business purchased one more equipment, 42,000. So the total value on 2018, 42,000 plus 83,000 is equal to 125,000. But at the end of the year, the net book value is 67,000. So what is the depreciation? Total value minus end of the end net book value minus 67,000. How much it comes? 58,000. So the correct answer is D. Fifth one. Daphne buys a non-current asset 10,000. It has estimated life 2 years. Scrap value 2,000. She is considering whether to depreciate it using the straight line method or reducing balance method at 60%. Which statement are correct? The profit for the year in year 1 is higher if the reducing balance method is chosen. No. The profit will be higher in the straight line method. It will be higher compared to the another year. So the first option is wrong. Second option is correct. Then third, the profit on disposal at the end of the year 2 is higher if reducing balance method is chosen. Correct. If reducing balance method is chosen, the depreciation will be very low at the end of the year compared to straight line method. So automatically the profit will be higher. So the second option also correct. Fourth, the profit on disposal at the end of year 2 is higher if the straight line method is chosen. No, straight line method depreciation is using equal amount in every year. So it is not higher. So the correct option 2 and 3. So A, B, C is the correct answer. Question number 6. What is not a purpose of control accounts? A. To assist the preparation of financial statement, that is the purpose of control accounts. To identify all errors where trial balance agree. No. To provide total trade receivables. To check the accuracy of the individual ledger accounts. So the correct answer is B. Question 7. Balance on a sales ledger control account was 21,500. This did not agree with the total of the sales ledger account balance. It was discovered that a credit note 200 sent to a credit customer had been posted to the debit of the customer account. Actually, it should be ended on the credit of customer's account. So what was the total balance in the business sales ledger before the error was corrected? The error was they are not ended on the credit side, but they ended on the debit side. So it is the double effect. 400 has increased. So actually it shows 21,500. 21,500 plus 400. 21,900. So the correct answer is D. Next, question number 8. Payment to credit suppliers during June. During the month of June, a business recorded the following information. Payment 16,380 credit purchase for June, discount received, opening balance of purchase ledger, purchase return. What was the purchase ledger control account balance at the end of June? Opening balance plus opening balance of purchase plus total credit purchase minus payment. That means increasing the credit days or increasing accounts payable we should add, decreasing accounts payable or credit days we should deduct. So credit purchase increase the credit days amount, purchase ledger on the opening balance, that also we should add, minus payment to credit supplier with discount and purchase return also decrease the amount of credit days or suppliers. So what is the total amount? 21,650 plus 5,730 minus 16,380 minus 850 minus 1,200. How much it comes? 8,950. So what is the correct answer? The correct answer is A. Next, 9. A business paid an annual rent 24,000. At 1st January 2018, accrued rent 4,000. Opening accrued 4,000. Rental payment were as follows. They paid the rent on 1st January 12,000. 1st July 2018, September 13,000. How was the rent recorded in the financial statement at 31st December 2018? Actual rent is 24,000 is the actual rent. So financial statement we enter the annual rent. Annual rent is 24,000. Final income statement it goes 24,000. But here opening accrued is 4,000. We should deduct opening accrued from the total paid amount. Deduct opening accrued. Then total the business paid 12,000 plus 10,000 plus 13,000. Total the business paid 35,000 rent. Out of this, deduct opening accrued, and after we deducted the opening accrued 4,000, balance is 31,000. This is more than the actual rent. Actual rent is 24,000. But the business paid 31,000. That means business paid some amount in advance. Prepaid rent. So that we should deduct. Actual amount is 24,000. 31,000 minus 24,000 is equal to 7,000 is extra amount they paid in advance. So actual amount of rent of this year is 24,000. Then 7,000 is prepaid rent or accounts receivable. So let's check the answer. Income statement 24,000. Yes, A and B they are given 24,000. Correct. Other receivables. A given 7,000. B given nil. So A is the correct answer. 7,000. They have to get the service. Business has paid in advance 7,000. Business has to receive the service. So the correct answer is A. Next question 10. At the year end, a business has some damaged goods in inventory. The following information available. These goods purchased 8,500. If the goods are repaired, they can be sold 10,400 selling price. The same time they have the cost of sales, 2,000 repairing cost, 300 to salesman. Then the same quantity of damaged goods can be purchased from the supplier for 8,200. So what is the value of the damaged goods at the year end? What is the actual value? We know the inventory is valuing at lower cost or net realizable value. Here the cost has given 8,500 is the purchased cost, but the market price, now the price is 8,200. Two costs are given. The same time they are given the net realizable value. Net realizable value is selling price minus the cost. 10,400 minus 2,300. That is 8,100. So the correct and here net realizable value is 8,100, but the costs are more than the net realizable value. Cost is always calculate at the lower cost, whichever is less. Here the net realizable value is less. So the correct answer is 8,100. Answer A. Question number 11. A company undervalued the closing inventory for its current accounting period. How did this affect gross profit of current period and following period? So, understate of closing inventory or undervalued the closing inventory. Closing inventory is deducting from the cost of sales. So, when the closing inventory undervalued means the cost of sales will increase. When the cost of sales increase, profit will decrease. So profit will be understated. Next year. This year closing stock will become next year opening stock. Opening stock always add with the cost of sales. So if the closing inventory, undervalued closing inventory, when we are adding with the cost of sales, the actual cost of sales is decreasing or understate. So the cost of sales or cost understate means profit overstate. So current year gross profit understate while following year gross profit overstate. So the correct answer is B. Current period understate, following period overstate. Next. For the year ended 31st December 2018, SIMS net asset increased by 1,210. The following transactions took place during 2018. Payment out of SIM's personal bank account, he paid rent of business office. When he paid rent of business office from his personal account, that is the additional capital to the business. Additional capital to the business. And he paid rent for personal residence 2,000. From his personal bank account, he paid rent for his personal residence. It won't be recorded in the books of accounts. Then drawing of goods with Cost 6,200 and sales value 7,700. Drawing. Drawing here they are given the cost and sales value. Always inventory valued at lower of cost or net realizable value. Here the cost is less, so we take the value of the cost 6,200 as drawing of goods. Then one more drawing of cash 9,750. So the question gives the net asset increase. This is equal to closing capital. Question given closing capital, additional capital and drawing of goods and drawing of cash. So what is the question? What was the profit for the year ended 31st December 2018? So let's calculate the profit. What is the equation to calculate the profit? Profit is equal to closing capital plus drawing minus additional capital. So here, what is the closing capital? Closing capital is 1,210. 1,210 plus drawing. Here drawings given two drawings. One drawing by goods, one drawing by cash. That is 6,200 plus 9,750. So add two drawings 6,200 plus 9,750. Then minus closing capital plus drawing minus additional capital. What is the additional capital? Additional capital given 3,600. So minus 3,600. What is the answer? It is 13,560. So the correct answer is B. Next. Meena was a sole trader. On 1st July 2018, Hannah entered into a partnership with her sharing profits equally. Profit for the year ended 31st December 2018 was 168,000, accruing evenly over the year. An irrecoverable debt or bad debt of 8,000 was incurred. It was incurred on March 2018. It was agreed that this would be paid by Meena. What is Hannah's share of profit? Hannah's share of profit. So the first, Meena was a sole trader. On 1st July 2018, Hannah entered into the partnership business. But the business ending by December 2080. If it is ending by December 2080, when it be started? January 1st. January 1st to December 31st is the accounting period is January 1 to December 31st. But Hannah joined in the business on 1st July only. 1st July means she can share the profit only for 6-month profit. Only she can share. Also, she is not responsible for the irrecoverable debt 8,000. So, first we can calculate the profit for 6-month profit. Profit is equal to 168,000 168,000 minus 8,000, that is 160,000. Multiply 6 by 12. We take only 6-month profit. 6-month profit is equal to, how much it comes? 80,000. 80,000. This profit only Hannah can share because Hannah joined in the business in the middle of the year, July 1st. So this profit can be shared between them. So Hannah's profit share is 80,000 into 1 by 2. 80,000 into 1 by 2, 40,000, and Hannah has to get half of that means irrecoverable debt. Hannah is not actually, the profit and loss should be shared equally. But this is Hannah is not responsible. Also Meena has already paid. So she has to get in her profit half of this irrecoverable debt, 4,000 also, because she is not responsible for that. Meena only, it happened on March 2018. So Meena, she has agreed to pay the 8,000. So Hannah has to get the half of that 8,000 also, that is 4,000. So total Hannah's share is 44,000. So the correct answer is C. Next. Z admitted to the business. Z is admitting as a new partner in the partnership business of X and Y. He brings the following into the business: cash, inventory, vehicle. This is total his capital. What is the total capital he bring? He bring the total capital 37,000. 20 plus 6 plus 11, 37,000 capital he brought. Interest on capital is calculated 10% per year. There is no goodwill. What is Z's interest on capital? It's clearly given 10% on total capital. Total capital he brought as cash, inventory and vehicle 37,000. Multiply 10 by 100 is 3,700. So the correct answer is D. Next. L and M are in partnership, sharing the profits equally. No goodwill account is maintained in the accounts. N joins the partnership and pays 30,000 cash for his share of goodwill. Profits are to be shared equally between L, M and N. Their old ratio also equally. Now their new ratio also, their three partners are sharing profit and losses equally. What are the increase in the capital accounts on the admission of N into partnership? N brings 30,000 into partnership. 30,000 he brings into the partnership. But they decided they are not maintained the goodwill in the books of accounts. So old partners will divide this goodwill equally. Old partners L and M, they were sharing equally. So both of them will get 30,000 divided by 2, 15,000 each. L and M, old partners are L and M. So A is wrong, B, C is the correct answer. Question number 16. During the year, business issued $1 ordinary shares at 1.20 each. The directors proposed a final dividend at the end of the year. Which balances in the statement of changes in equity were affected by these transactions? Here the business issued the share. Actual price of the share is $1. Actual price is $1, but they issuing at increased price 1.20. So 1 is the price of the share, 0.20 is the 1 is the price, nominal value of the share, while 0.20, that is premium. Companies issuing the shares at increased price. So here the directors then proposed a final dividend. Final dividend they just proposed. They are not paid the dividend. If they paid the dividend, dividend is paying from the retained earning. But proposed means this is not paid from the retained earning. So what are the changes in the equity? Equity will change in the capital part, increasing with the price 1 plus premium part 0.2 also 20 also increase. So let's check the answer. A. Ordinary share capital. Yes, it is increasing. It will be change in the ordinary share capital. Share premium change. No change in the general reserve. Then no change in the retained earning. Second, ordinary share premium retained earning. B is wrong because business has just proposed the dividend but they are not paid. So the correct answer is A. Next, question number 70. A company has ordinary share capital 250,000. The ordinary shares have a nominal value of $0.25. A right issue is made on the basis of 2 shares for every 5 shares held at a premium of 0.15. What is the total amount of capital raised from the right issue of share? So here given the share capital 250,000 at price 0.25. Then right issue is giving 2 shares of every 5 shares held at increased price 0.15. 0.25 plus 0.15. So first we have to calculate the total share of the company. Then out of the share, the business is issuing right issue 2 to every 5 held. So share is equal to share capital divided by price. So 250,000 divided by 0.25. That is 1 million. Out of this share, every 5 shares held, the company is giving 2 shares. So multiply 2 by 5. So total the company issuing how many shares? They are issuing 400,000 shares. 400,000 issue. Right issue is issuing 4,000 shares. So here the total amount of the capital. What is the amount of the capital? Right issue is 400,000 shares. What is the price? Price is 0.25 plus 0.15, that is 0.40. Right issue is at premium. So what is the total amount of capital? Amount of capital is 160,000. So the correct answer is D. Next question. A shareholder sells some shares less than he paid for them. He is selling the shares at loss. That means what he actually paid he is not getting. He is selling less than the actual price. What happens to share capital of the company? When the shareholders sell or the company issuing the shares at less price or high price at premium, issued at premium or discount, the nominal value, company will enter the capital account. They will open the capital account at the face value or the original value of the share. So here the first answer, decreased by the nominal value of the shares sold. No, it will not decrease the value. The value of the share will be the same. Decrease the sale procedure of the share sold. No. Increase by the amount received from the sale of the share. When he is selling the share, how it is increasing? That is wrong. Remain the same as before. Share value is same as before. He sell the shares at less price. It is not decreasing the value of the share. So the correct answer is D. 19. Which item would result in decrease in the expense to revenue ratio? Expense decrease. Accrual for telephone. Accrual will increase the expense. Always we add with the expense. Increase in provision for doubtful debts. It will increase the expense. Prepayment for rent and rates. It is decrease the expense. Return of goods sold. It is not affecting the expense. So the correct answer, prepayment for rent. Prepayment means paid rent in advance. It will be decrease the expense of the current year. So prepayment for rent is the correct answer. Next. A company provides the following information: profit, interest, share capital, total reserve and debenture. Question: what was the return on capital employed or ROC? 2 decimal places. So here profit is given 109,000. Share capital given and debenture. Capital employed. What is the equation to capital employed? Profit divided by capital plus long-term liability. So here the profit is given. Profit is given 109,000 divided by share capital 250,000 plus 129,000 plus 60,000. What is the answer? Into 100. Answer is 24. So the correct answer is 24.83. Question number 21. A business provided the following information: budgeted overhead and budgeted machine hours, actual overhead and actual machine hours. What was the absorption rate per machine hour? Absorption rate is equal to budgeted overhead divided by budgeted machine hours. Budgeted overhead is 127,000 divided by 10,450. That is 12.15. So the correct answer is A. Question number 22. Which costs are stepped cost? Stepped cost means that is not the variable cost, that is fixed cost always from one level above increasing the cost. So increase in indirect material cost. Indirect material cost, it is also the variable cost. It is not stepped cost. Increase in variable, again variable, no. Renting further factory space, yes. If the factory space is increasing and if the rent is increasing suddenly, that is the stepped cost. So the correct answer is 3. D. 3 only the correct answer. Next. An employee worked a normal 35 hours a week, was paid 15 per hour. He also worked 5 hours extra overtime, which was paid 20 per hour, more than the actual payment 15. And also he received bonus 50. What was his total pay for the week? First, he will get weekly payment. 35 hours he work at 15 per hour. So, 35 into 15 plus then 5 hours he work overtime at 20 per hour. Then overtime charge 20 hours multiply, not 20 hours. He work 5 hours extra. So 5 hours multiply at price 20 and plus received bonus 50. So how much it comes? Total 675. So the correct answer is D. 24. A company use machine hours to absorb its overheads. The following information given: actual, budgeted, overhead and machine hours. Which statement regarding overhead is correct? It is under absorption or over absorption. First, we have to calculate the absorption rate as per the machine hours. Absorption rate as per machine hours is equal to overhead divided by budgeted overhead divided by budgeted machine hours. Budgeted overhead 253,450 divided by 13,700. That is 18.50 is the budgeted absorption rate. Then now the actual machine hours is 12,460. So as per the budgeted, the machine hour cost will be 18.50 multiply 12,460. It will come, how much it comes? 23,510. 23,510. But actual budget here, that is 23,000. Actual budget is 237,010, but the actual is 237,010, but the budgeted is 230,510, that is less than the actual. Actual is more than the budgeted. So, what is the difference? The difference is 237,000 10 minus 230,510 is equal to 6,500. So the budgeted was less than the actual. So that is 6,500 under absorbed. So the correct answer is D. Next, question number 25. Which lines represents the total variable cost? Here A, B, C, D. C is the fixed cost. Then B is the total cost. A is the sales. Then D is the variable cost. So the correct answer is here D is the correct answer. 26. The following information is available in respect of a product, selling price, variable cost, contribution. Production is 50,000 unit. Fixed cost 300,000. The margin of safety is 20,000 unit. The directors propose to increase the unit selling price 10%. What will be the percentage increase in the margin of safety? The margin of safety at the same selling price is 225 selling price. The margin of safety is 20. So the margin of safety at increased price 25 multiplied 10%. Increased price is 27.5. So the variable cost 15, 27.5 minus 15, contribution will change to, it is changing from 10 to 12.5 is the contribution. So the break-even sales. Margin of safety is equal to actual sales minus break-even sales. Break-even sales at increased selling price is 300,000 divided by 12.5. That is 24,000. So the margin of safety is actual unit is here, this is selling price is 24,000 but the actual is 50,000. Sales at break-even point 24,000 but actual sales is 50,000. So what is the difference? 50,000 minus 24,000. So the new margin of safety at increased selling price is 26,000 is the margin of safety. But the old margin of safety is 20,000. How much increase? 26,000 minus 20,000, 6,000 increase. This 6,000 is how many percentage? 6,000 multiply 100 divided by 20,000. What is the answer? That is 30%. So the correct answer is 30% increase in the new margin of safety. Next, 27. A company makes a single product and sell it for 12 per batch. The variable cost is 4 per batch. Fixed costs have been absorbed based on a normal activity level of 1000 batches at 3 per batch. What is the profit under marginal costing if the company makes and sells 1500 batch? How to calculate the profit at marginal cost? Profit is equal to unit into contribution minus fixed cost. Here how many units are selling? 1500 batches. 1500 batches. So per batch 12 is the selling price. Variable cost is 4. So 12 minus 4 is equal to 8 is the contribution. So 1500 multiply 8 minus what is the fixed cost? 1000 batch 3 per batch. Then the actual unit is 1500 but they are charging for 1000 batch per batch. Each 1000 they are charging 3 per batch. So the fixed cost is 3000 minus 3000 is equal to 1500 into 8, 12,000 minus 3,000. 12,000 minus 3,000 is equal to 9,000. So the correct answer is 9,000. Next, 28. The following information relates to one unit of a product. Selling price 20, then marginal cost 8, fixed cost 5. What is the contribution to sales ratio? Contribution to sales ratio is equal to contribution divided by sales into 100. So here contribution is equal to selling price minus variable or marginal cost. Selling price minus marginal cost. What is the contribution? Contribution is 12. So C by S, contribution divided by sales into 100. 12 by 20 into 100 is equal to 60%. So the correct answer is C. Next question number 29. The budgeted information of 1 month is shown: unit sales, selling price and variable cost with fixed cost. It is expected that number of units of sold increase by 10%. Fixed cost increase by 5%. So actual sales is 20,000. 20,000. Actual sales 20,000. But the increased sales 20,000 into 10%. It will come 22,000. Then actual contribution. Selling price is 12. 12 minus 3. Contribution is 9. So 20,000 into 9. Here 22,000 multiply 9 is the new sales, new contribution. So 20,000 into 9. Here 22,000 multiply 9. It is coming here 180,000, while here 198,000. Then minus fixed cost. Fixed cost, what is the fixed cost? Fixed cost 50,000. 50,000 fixed cost. Profit is 130,000. But here the fixed cost, it is increasing by 5%. 5% fixed cost increasing. How much it will come? 2,500. So total new fixed cost 52,500. So what is the new profit? 145,500. Old profit is 130,000, but at increased unit and increased fixed cost, the profit is 145,500. So what is the difference? 145,500 minus 130,000. That is 15,500. So the correct answer is option A. Then 30. What are the disadvantages of budgetary control system? First one, budget holders can be blamed for uncontrollable adverse outcomes. Correct. Only financial outcomes are measured and considered. Yes, it's correct. Rigid decision making often occurs. All are correct. So the correct answer is A. Hope all are clear with today's solution. Thanks for watching.